Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Dear Sports. Today's guest is someone I am truly excited for you to meet. We have on my good friend, Josh Ehambe. Josh played defensive end for the Kansas Jayhawks before going to earn his Master's of Divinity from Baylor's Truett Theological Seminary, where he specialized in sports ministry. In this episode, we dive into Josh's football journey, his faith, and the dreams he's looking forward to achieve soon. We have a very powerful conversation about identifying your purpose through sports, so make sure you listen to the very end to soak up everything Josh has to say. As always, make sure to subscribe to Dear Sports so you never miss an episode. Thanks for tuning in and enjoy. Josh, thanks for coming on today.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so excited. This has been one of those interviews that you've touched a lot of places in sports, and so people just need to hear your thoughts. People just need to hear you speak.
Take that with a grain of salt, yeah.
But I'm happy you're here today, and we'll just start with a little bit of like your life story and background.
Mm-hmm.
I have one brother, and that's a lot.
Yeah, can't imagine that.
You're the youngest of 7.
7 of them.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Talk about your family relationship, and then your siblings are doing really cool things.
Yeah. So yeah, there's 7 of us. The oldest is still in Africa, where my parents are from.
Okay.
The Democratic Republic of Congo, which is Central Africa. She's the eldest. She's in Congo. We have the same dad, but different moms.
Okay.
So I haven't really got to spend as much time with her. I actually got to speak with her on FaceTime for the first time, period. When my parents went back to Africa, I want to say last year when they went back. But yeah, she has a son who's my nephew.
Oh, sweet.
And we used to call him Baby Alex.
Okay.
And I was calling him Baby Alex for so long. But the kid is like 24 years old. He's like 4 years younger than me. So he's not so much of a baby. And then I have a cousin named Jules. And my father kind of took him in after like his mother passed away. And Jules has been there my whole life. So it's kind of weird calling him my cousin. I see him as my brother.
Yeah.
And he was actually there for a lot of my life, and was there through heartbreaks, was there through high school football and all those types of things. So Jules is my dog. And then going into like my blood sisters and brothers.
Okay.
There's Sarah, who's the oldest.
Okay.
Sarah is in Houston. She works for NASA.
Oh, sick.
Then Moses is under Sarah. He just got done coaching the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Yes.
And now he's in Tulsa with his family, about to step into their new journey. Then you have Daniel, who's in Dallas, and he's kind of in the finance world and still in basketball and things of that nature on like the management side, I guess you could say. And then you got my sister Zipporah, who's right over me. And she's in the DFW area as well. She's a nurse, but she's also gifted at singing. So like she sings at our church. She actually just started singing with a new group, and they're kind of like singing at different churches, but has an amazing voice. And I'm not just saying that because she's my sister.
Yeah.
Like, if there's anybody watching that is trying to sign somebody, sign my sister Zipporah. But yeah, growing up with them it was amazing. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, you got 3 older brothers, 2 older sisters, right? They're looking out for you. My brothers were my heroes. And I always say, man, my heroes don't wear capes. They wear my last name, right? So, like, really looked up to my brothers and sisters. They paved the way. You learn from their mistakes, right? So you're able to kind of, like, just grow from their mistakes.
Yeah.
And it was always fun. Like, there was never a dull moment.
Yeah.
Like, Moses is super goofy. Daniel's probably the funniest one out of all of them. The greatest storyteller. He over-exaggerates, but will have you dying laughing. And then my sister Zipporah, like, she's funny. I won't tell her this in her face.
Right.
It just sometimes gets on my nerves, and I try to hold my laughing, but she would have anybody dying laughing. And then Sarah was just like the big sister, kind of like the mother. She would kind of pick on us, which was still funny. Yeah, man, it was just awesome growing up with all those people in our house. Like I said, man, they're the reasons why I got into sports. They all were good at sports. And I just kind of wanted to be like them. And like I said, I learned so much from them. So much about sports, so much about life, so much about, corporate America, the faith, and yeah, it was like having a whole bunch of best friends in one house, and then we had cousins too that lived in the area. So that, I mean, that's another story. But I'm like, my family is a big part of my life and who I am. So
Yeah.
yeah.
That's sweet. I've always been kind of jealous of big families because it's just my brother,
Yeah.
and I have two younger cousins that are boys,
Yeah.
and we really only see them on like holiday stuff. So it's really just been Preston and I mean, he's great and everything.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
I'm jealous of like something always going on, or
Yeah.
cousins and these big family reunions.
Yeah. It's crazy because I got a big family, but we've never had a family reunion.
Really?
I actually just texted my cousin the other day about, hey, like, maybe we should
We should
what do you
do
think
this.
about starting a family reunion?
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to doing
Yeah.
that, right? Like, starting a family reunion, we're thinking about like field day edition. So we'll see how that goes.
As
So,
y'all should. Oh, that's so cool. So sports was a big part of your life.
Mm-hmm.
Played football at Kansas. Did you always play football? Like, what kind of
Yeah,
got
good
you
question.
into sports?
Yeah, that's a great question because basketball's my first love.
Okay.
Like, my whole family plays basketball. I think there's only one of my cousins that plays football. He plays in the Czech Republic right now.
Oh, cool.
But everybody played basketball. My family used to tell me when I was a kid, I used to like crawl out of the crib and go put on Space Jam and watch it all the time.
No way.
So I grew up wanting to play basketball. But
Okay.
when I was younger, I was a bit chubbier. And my family members were exceptional at sports. My brothers, other family friends, cousins were super good at basketball. So I kind of found myself comparing myself to them. Like, I had a very
Right.
close family friend at the time by the name of Emmanuel Moutier. And I don't know if you know that name, but he was the number one point guard at the time in high school, got drafted number 7 overall
Wait, cool.
in the 2014 NBA draft. And we played in middle school together, 7th and 8th grade.
Shut up.
And Faith, he was, until this day, the best basketball player I ever laid eyes on.
Right.
And when we were playing in junior high, like, Emmanuel used to have like 40 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists. And I look at the stat sheet and mine would be like 3 points, 5 fouls, 2 rebounds. And I was like,
That's not right.
yeah, maybe this isn't my
Right.
my journey in life. And started playing football. I remember 7th grade year, had like a fantastic game, had like 4 sacks in one game. And I just started to get like affirmation from coaches.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of what I was looking for.
Right.
Like affirmation, especially comparing yourself to family, friends, to family. So I got that affirmation from coaches, and I was just like, okay, maybe this is the avenue that I need to take. So I
Yeah.
started playing football 7th grade, and just from there, things just started taking off, and went into high school, which I'm sure we'll get into my high school journey.
Yeah, I
but,
want you to talk about it because
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah.
Until I was doing my research. And I was
Yeah.
like, he went where and met who?
Yeah.
But okay, so yeah, go into high school
Yeah.
and
Yeah. So went into high. So I went to 3 different high schools.
Okay.
So there is a high school in my neighborhood or my district, Mansfield Summit. That was the first school that I went to. Played football there. I was a freshman. I played on the freshman team as a freshman. Then got moved up to varsity for like playoffs or whatnot. Got to travel with the team, and yeah, it was starting to really see my potential
Yeah.
on the field and stuff like that. And then my family friend Emmanuel had ended up going to another school to play basketball. He went to Grace Prep Academy. And growing up, we were like really cool. He was like, yo, like, come to Grace Prep and play football.
Yeah.
So in my mind, I'm like, cool, let's do it. Like, you my dog. And we always wanted to, go to the same school and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So transferred, went to Grace Prep, played football there for my sophomore year. And was doing well, right? I think I made like either first team all district or second team all district as a sophomore,
is
something
this
like that.
in Texas?
This is in Texas.
Okay.
This is Grace Prep Academy in Arlington, Texas.
Arlington, okay.
So it's a college preparatory school, right?
Okay.
Go to school 3 times a day.
Oh, wow.
But those 3 times for like 8 days out of the week. I know there's 7 days, but it was super hard. And yeah, school didn't come easy. But a part of that was probably because, parents are so busy trying to keep the lights on and working that, it's kind of hard for them to give their full attention to education. And that's where I have my siblings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
and yeah, also just not really believing in yourself when it came to school. So when I was at Grace Prep, I ended up having a 1.6 GPA.
Okay.
Right, and I never forget. I had to talk to our academic advisor, and she's like, "Josh, like, either you're gonna have to get your grades up, or you're gonna have to get up out of here." And so I got up out of there. Right?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Went back to Mansfield Summit.
Okay.
Played there my junior year, and then after that, my cousin, Deion Sanders came in the picture.
Okay.
Opened up a school
Yeah.
in Dallas called Prime Prep Academy. My family friend Emmanuel ended up going there. And then once again, he called me. He was like, "Hey, yo, Josh, Deion just opened up a school. Like, you trying to come play football?" I'm like, "What?" I'm there, right? So go to Prime Prep Academy. And it was a good experience, right?
Yeah.
Met different people.
Yeah.
You got Deion Sanders as your head coach. Like,
That's
come
pretty
on now.
cool.
Different people would come to the basketball games, like Des Bryant, Marshawn Lynch, right? Like these big time players
Yeah.
were at our school, at our games.
At a high school.
So yeah, being at a high school, so being able to, just see these guys, you also kind of get hope seeing these guys.
Yeah, for
Well,
sure.
I mean, things kind of took a turn. I always say, man, Deion had great intentions
Yeah.
with wanting to start this school, but I just think the execution wasn't the best.
Okay.
Maybe some of the people they partnered with. I don't know too much of the background or the backstory, so I can't speak to that
Yeah.
as much. But all I know is that the NCAA came and ruled us a non-accredited school.
Interesting.
And so because of that, there were a lot of schools that were recruiting me. Like, I got offered by like TCU, SMU, just different schools. But when I had committed, I actually committed to TCU because that's the school I always wanted to go to.
Still
didn't-
at Prime,
Yes, I was at Prime Prep.
and it was still like
Yeah, it was. I mean,
this was good. This was your plan, like
yes.
Okay.
Go to TCU. I was
Yeah.
at Prime Prep. I was going to go to TCU play football, but because everything that was going on with the NCAA and them ruling us a non-accredited school, I wasn't able to. They didn't accept my commitment.
That's crazy.
And Kansas came in the picture, and then they kind of stuck with me. But there was like a process that I had to go through in the summer because we were trying to get accreditation.
Okay.
But it didn't end up working out for some reason. And so I had to, I was going to summer school, doing what they were telling us to do, but it wasn't really working out. And then long story short, by the grace of God, I mean, it's a conversation for another day. I mean, you can ask me about it, but Kansas was able to figure out a way for me to get up there, but
Wow.
I don't have a high school diploma. At least we never received it. We had a graduation, but we never received high school diplomas. I'm not sure why. And by the grace of God, I was able to go to KU, but my first year I was on academic probation. So
Okay.
I couldn't eat with the team, couldn't play with the team, couldn't practice with the team, couldn't work out with the team.
Oh
I had to
my
do
gosh.
everything by myself until I made a 2.5 GPA,
Okay.
which was like super, in my opinion, I was like, I'm not finna get a 2.5. I just had a 1.6 GPA. School is not my thing. But by the grace of God and hard work and my academic advisor, Stephanie Mahal, like we really pushed through and ended up making a 3.3 my first year.
That's awesome.
Got back eligible, got off of academic probation, and then started playing football
Oh my
at
gosh.
Kansas University.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
So, yeah, it's kind of a crazy journey,
Yeah.
but the Lord was kind of all in it. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
That's crazy. That must have been so hard too. Your freshman year, like, okay, I'm finally here, like trying to put this mess behind me. And then by yourself, that's brutal. That was kind of reminds me of like COVID.
Yeah.
It was like if you weren't vaccinated, you had to go sit over here
Yeah.
away from team meals. And
Yeah.
like if you tested positive and it was like a whole thing,
Yeah,
that's
think about that.
brutal.
Yeah, no, it was definitely a challenge, but I really got close with my my strength coach, Coach
Okay.
Irv, because a lot of the workouts was just with him personally,
Yeah.
and he just poured out into me as well. I went through a heartbreak. He was there when I was down.
Yeah.
So like I really built a strong relationship with him, and even today, man, we stay in contact. And I mean that time really I think shaped me and molded
Yeah.
me. I got super big because think about just
All you could
having one
do.
strength coach focusing on you. So develop mentally, physically, spiritually. So yeah.
That's sweet. Those relationships are awesome. I've started this new job, and so there's not a whole lot going on. And so I walked downstairs just to go talk to Mike.
Yeah.
I was like, I felt bad.
Love
He was
Mike.
in the middle of a lift, and I was like, hi.
Mike is my guy.
I was like, what's that? He's like, what are you doing? I was like, I work here now.
That is hilarious.
And he was sweet. He was like, let's get coffee. Like, let's get lunch. Let's catch up. And that's just nice because those people, they know you,
Yeah,
you know,
100%.
and like they see you, especially freshmen, like they see you really mold and start to become into who you might turn into. And so, I mean, that age you're so impressionable too.
Especially strength coaches because, you know, coaches are traveling, they're game planning, they're recruiting, but strength coaches are there with you every single day, right?
Yeah.
So, like I said, man, my tightest relationships were with my strength coaches.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That's sweet.
Big kudos to the strength coaches out there.
So, Kansas, you're now eligible. And then you had to end up medically retiring?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
That's, so, but you did you do okay? I don't know. I don't know. I know we were talking earlier and you were like, walk us through your journey kind of at Kansas and what that looked like on and off the field.
I mean, yeah, I had some challenges on the field, and a big part of that was because of me. Just didn't really believe in myself. Yeah, you know, it was in my head a lot.
Yeah.
I had 3 different head coaches, 4 different position coaches. I mean, we weren't the best back then. Like I said, one season we went 0-12. But, I mean, that 0-12 season was probably one of my funnest seasons.
Yeah.
Just relationships.
Don't tell anyone that.
Yeah, right. You gotta edit
You're not
that
supposed
out.
to say that.
But not just like the camaraderie, you know what I'm saying, and the laughter and all those types of things. But, I mean, off the field, I mean, I played a little bit, I think my sophomore year on special teams, got a couple of snaps on defense. Then junior year, I think I played a little bit more. And then red shirt, I think it would call it a red shirt senior year. I don't know.
Okay.
I started. Okay. But before that season, I tore my meniscus. And I think I tore my meniscus because I probably was overworking myself. Right?
Yeah.
Like, if there's anything that I took pride in was working hard. Like, I just came from that family. I just came from that type of environment, that family, right? Like I told you, looking up to my brothers and my siblings, like that's all they did was work hard, my dad. And I think I was just like maybe working a little bit too hard and not taking time for not allowing my body to rest, or I wasn't working smart, if that makes sense. And I'll never forget, my strength coaches was like, Josh, you need to chill out or you're probably going to hurt yourself. And before you know it, man, I felt some sharp pains in my knee, went to the athletic trainer and got an MRI, tore my meniscus. So tore my meniscus, sat out for a few weeks, got the scope of the procedure or whatnot, sat out a few weeks, and I was back in it. And probably could have took some more time to myself to kind of recover, but you know, it's kind of the nature of college athletics is what you sign up for. I'm not saying that it's the right thing. And then just kind of throughout that season, I was a starter, but man, I was just checked out mentally.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think I was equipped to truly fight through adversity. And I just kind of, if I'm being honest, I felt like, I don't know, maybe I'm being too hard on myself, but kind of felt like I kind of just gave up. You know, I was like, man, I don't want to do this no more. It just, you know, football was just the nature of college football. It can be kind of tough, you know. I just kind of lost the love, you know. And my knee was hurting as well, and I didn't want to put my body through that anymore. I could have came back my last year and, you know, played, but just with how I was feeling physically and mentally, I was just like, man, I don't know if I want to do this, and just prayed about it, talked to my brother about it, and just kind of felt like the Lord was giving me the opportunity to walk away. Not saying that he told me to walk away, because I got to take ownership in it, right? Like a part of it was me just, I was like, I'm done with this. So stepped away from it, medically disqualified, and kind of started my career path, doing student athlete development. Wanted to become an athletic director at a then Power 5, in the Power 5 school in the Power 5 conference, now it's the Power 4. And yeah, I mean, so my college experience, like, I would never act like I was like the man on the field, because I wasn't, right? Like, you type my name in on Google, you're not going to find anything. But
I did. I had to do that.
You're not going to find any crazy stats. You might find some high school huddle videos, you know what I'm saying? But it was definitely a needed time. Like, I really felt like think how I would describe my time at Kansas, I felt like the Lord really broke me down. And then here at Baylor, God was like kind of rebuilding me.
Yeah.
Right? Like building me up and shaping me or whatnot. But yeah, I met some great people, great coaches. But yeah, I think that time, I'm not gonna lie, it was a very challenging time. But I think that time definitely made me who I was. So
yeah. I think that's a lot more of college athletes' realities than I think a lot of people realize. You know, I think you look at college, especially college football, that's just a beast of its own. I feel like we should have college athletics than college football, just because I'm so thankful I'm a girl and was not a college football player. Like, I just, growing up watching Baylor football, now that I'm on the other side of it, I'm like, these old men are like throwing money at these 18-year-olds to throw a football. I'm like, what? Yeah. So it's just so much pressure, just a lot. And I mean, college athletics kind of revolves around college football now. But I think it is just a lot more athletes' realities of everyone's good in high school. You feel like you're the man, and then you come in and everyone's also the man. And so you're trying to navigate. I mean, I kind of walked through something similar. Sophomore year, I was like, I love volleyball, but this is ridiculous. Why am I doing this, you know?
And I mean, it was a blessing because, you know, mom and dad couldn't pay for school.
Yeah.
They for sure. If it wasn't for sports, I grew up in a good home, you know, 2-parent household. But I often say, like, if it wasn't for sports, God knows what I would have been involved in, right? Probably would have been hanging out with the wrong crowd. Yeah. Because that's everywhere. Probably would have been doing things I had no business doing. So, like, sports really took me, gave me a way out of those things. Just like the gym, the YMCA, Lifetime Fitness. Like, I was there all the time, right, because of sports. And then, you know, college athletics are paid for school.
Yeah.
You know, like, now I'm able to say I have a college degree.
No high school degree.
I don't have a high school one, but I sure do got a college one. 2 of them, because I got my master's.
Yes.
So, but that's, I mean, it's all the Lord. But,
No, it is sweet. And I think it's cool too to be, you know, after reflecting, like you said, you kind of have to break down at some point, or the Lord's going to break you down at some point. 100%. And so yours just happened to be in college, which I was thankful mine kind of was too, because I was around a lot of resources. That's a big part in, I feel like, people's time of, this is the one time you're going to be around a lot of people that are your age, and people's jobs are directly to pour into you, hopefully.
And I love what you, sorry.
No, please.
No, I love what you're saying. You said the resources that you have. I don't think that's something I realized back then. The many resources and people that I had that really wanted to help. I think I would say I'm a people person.
You definitely are.
I definitely have an introvert side. Like, I mean, you come by my office and my door's shut, right? And my wife would say the same thing.
Dim lighting. I'm like, is he in there? What is happening?
A lot of people say, like, Josh, you're never in your office. And that's because I'm out connecting with people.
Yeah, that's good.
Right? So I think the Lord, like, blessed me with that. And when I was in college, I was building relationships without even knowing it. Like, I do genuinely like to get to know people. So I was building relationships with people in our student athlete development department, building relationships with people on campus. And from that, after I got done playing football, that's when the student athlete development department, which we call KU Leads, was like, hey, like, we got an internship for you. Would you want to, you know, do this year internship? And I was like, cool. Did it and was just like, you know, took that leap of faith and just kind of learned through that. But there's so many resources at these institutions for our student athletes. And it's like, yo, man, like, I wish they really were, had the eyes to see that, right? Had the heart to receive it. Because, man, like, some of them they are not going to go play professional sports, right? And it's super important to capitalize on those resources and those relationships, because that will set them up for the long run, right? It's not about what you know, it's about who you know, so. No,
that's good. My teammates always made fun of me because they never wanted to go anywhere with me, because I would always see someone or talk to someone, because I was like, I just love networking. And Baylor had networking nights, and I was like, I am so excited. I get to go talk to people and hopefully set myself up for something, whatever. And I mean, AG, you know her, and she was like, we have to go now. She's like, we're done talking to people.
That's like, hilarious.
Sorry, but I want to take a quick break, and I'm so excited. It's the first time I've ever been able to do this. Thank our sponsor Hondo Hat Company today. This company was started by Cole Posey. Cole played baseball at Baylor and is now working on his law degree at Baylor, which that's just crazy. And he started this hat company in undergrad, which was really sweet. I was able to interview him a couple years ago, and we were kind of like small entrepreneurs together. But thankful for Cole. I think his hats are sick.
They're dope.
He has a lot of cool things. But yeah, make sure you go and shop Hondo Hat Company on Instagram and hondohatcompany.com. And thank you for sponsoring today's episode.
If you need a COO, I got you, baby.
Okay. You've mentioned your faith journey a little bit, and we'll talk about your role of kind of what you've done at Baylor. We talk about all these student resources. That's truly your job, is to be able to help serve our student athletes well. We're in sports ministry, but just kind of talk about how you've been able to incorporate your faith into sport.
Yeah. Well, honestly, man, it wasn't until I came to Baylor where I was kind of taught that you could integrate both of them, the two, sorry. Like so often as athletes, we're taught to, not taught, I mean, just it's kind of, we do it naturally. We pray in the locker room.
Yeah.
And then leave Jesus in the locker room. Or we pray in the end zone when we run out and leave Jesus there. And then we kind of just go out there and play like wild animals, right?
Yeah.
And so my time at Baylor, Truett Seminary, I got a concentration in sports ministry, has kind of taught me how to integrate the two. Right?
Yeah.
How do I bring my faith in what I do? Like, they don't have to be separate. And not only in my sport, but just in life, right? Like, I mean, Scripture often talks about not just serving God with your lips, but with your heart, with everything you do, right? Everything you do, do it for the Lord, right? Give glory to God in all that you do, whether you eat or you drink, like, you can give glory to God. Those are two mundane things. So just kind of learning that these two things don't have to be separate. So kind of when I got here, I started to like realize that, okay, like these two things can come together. Like in college, I didn't necessarily know that. Like I said, although I came from a good family, like sometimes I would be on the field talking reckless.
I mean, everyone does. Everyone does,
I was talking very reckless. Even to some of my coaches, especially when I got mad, man, I was saying things, and I'm like, yo, Josh, you probably shouldn't be talking that way. But,
that's not very nice.
But coming to Baylor has really shaped me in that, those two things do not have to be separate. So yeah, like, I'm trying to think of practical ways that I've kind of done that this year, or encouraged our guys to do that.
Because you've worked with, we kind of met through, I took an athlete chapel course that you taught my freshman year, which that was really fun.
Yeah.
But you've really primarily worked with the men's basketball team and football. Like, I'm sure you have tons of stories of, I feel like I've even seen a revival in the football team a little bit of just being FCA and like seeing guys come and they started a team Bible study
100%.
And guys getting baptized. Like, that's just really powerful. I mean, I remember talking about it in our practices of what was the highlight of your week. And I was like, the men's football team is like changing the world right now. Like, I'm inspired by them. And so I think that's really powerful.
Shout out to them boys. I was actually playing pickleball with Sawyer, Mike Allen, Matthew Kloppenstein, Josh Cameron, and Kyler Jordan, linebacker. And honestly, man, those are the guys that are kind of like the spiritual leaders. So it has been super encouraging to see those guys like really be the leaders of that team. And man, how I describe what I do, being a chaplain, is just being a big brother, right? Like, I just try to bring those guys along. And like yesterday, went and played pickleball. After that, we have good conversation, try to encourage them and things of that nature. And they're also encouraging me. But a big part of how I came to the faith was through some guys in college. They were older than me: Lubbock, Smith, Christian Garrett, Targ Black, and Maurice Savage. They were guys that just kind of took me under their wings and just kind of showed me what it was to be a Christian man.
That's awesome.
Like, they would just be like, yo, pull up to the room or pull up to the house and let's talk or let's do Bible study
Yeah.
or let's go grocery shopping.
Right.
And in those moments, we would have different conversations. I would be able to ask them questions and things of those natures. Of course, we have our programs here at Baylor where I'm able to, pour out into them in a programmatic way, right? Chapel and I Disciple and just the different things that we have. But I think, taking guys under your wing and just showing them how to do life, is building those relationships is the best way to teach them how to follow Christ. I think that's what the disciples did. I think that's what Jesus did with the disciples, right? Mm-hmm. They did life together. Yeah. And of course, he sat down with them and taught them different things, right? And Sermon on the Mount and all those types of things. But I think discipleship is just friendship, doing life with people. And I think that's the best way to show people how to incorporate their faith in every aspect in life. That it doesn't have to be separate. Like, to be a Christian means to give your hardest in everything that you do, right? Yeah.
That's good. I think it's challenging too when college football is its own beast, and so a lot of guys are come to Baylor specifically just to play football, and so when you're trying to shift this culture of you have guys that are like Michael Allen and Kyler and Sawyer that are okay, let's do this. That can probably be kind of off-putting to some people, and I just think it's you've done such a great job of walking alongside a lot of different people, trying to push them into, not push them, but help disciple them into a different light. I will forever talk about Baylor just because I love it. I think it's just really cool that you're able to do that for a job. That's really cool.
Yeah, Baylor's a great place.
Yeah.
Sure.
So give us your thoughts just kind of on the state of athletics. You are leaving athletics, kind of. Yeah. Not really. I'm super excited about your next role. But that's a dream for you too. Yeah. And so just kind of talk about stepping into a new role, and then give us your thoughts on all the college athletics things.
So gave you a little bit about my background.
Yes.
In high school, going to 3 different schools, and then going to a school like Prime Prep, which didn't end up working out, unfortunately. And so, man, I feel like I've had this dream to, I want to start a K through 12 private school.
That's awesome.
Whether that's attached to a church or not, that's just kind of always been a desire of mine, right? Yeah. Given what I went through and how some of my classmates kind of were on the. I feel like I was one of the fortunate ones to still go to Kansas and come out on this side and go get a degree and things of that nature. But I have some friends who weren't so fortunate, right? And I feel like the education system or that time between K through 12 is it's just very formative years, and if you can get kids in that time and really pour out into them, you can change the trajectory of their life, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And so for me, that's what I want to do. And so now this job that I'm stepping into, I'm going to be the assistant athletic director and dean of students at Live Oak, and I feel like it's going to give me that experience and put me on that path to kind of pursue that, whether it's starting my own school or heading a school, whatever's in the Lord's plan. But that's kind of what I'm going to be doing, and kind of where this desire is birthed out of. And as far as the state of college athletics,
revenue share, the NIL, you experienced what I would call OG athletics. Yeah. I feel that when I signed up,
I ain't that old.
When I signed up to play college volleyball, that's kind of what I thought I was getting myself into. And then 2021 comes around, and I was like, this is just not what I thought.
Yeah, man, I got mixed feelings, Faith. A part of me is happy that these student athletes are getting a piece of the revenue that they're bringing into these institutions. Because let's be real, the fans that are wearing Sawyer's jersey number, they're not wearing it because, I want to wear this number.
No.
They're wearing it because Sawyer's doing his thing on the field.
He's starting quarterback.
Right? So it's okay, cool.
No,
give them a piece of that, right?
Absolutely.
But on the flip side, my heart breaks because a lot of these student athletes don't have the education to steward this money well or to deal with this money, right? Like I see some of our student athletes, and I mean, you go to a football practice, any football practice in America in the Power Four conference, I'm sure. You go to a practice and you look at that parking lot.
Holy smokes.
Man, you're seeing all types of 2024 Camaros, Chargers, AMGs, Mercedes, just these crazy cars. And it's like, yo, what is the monthly payment on that?
Yeah.
What is the interest rate, right? Like, how much are you spending on this? And then you see them like with their flashy diamonds and their flashy clothes, and it's like cool. Like,
yeah, if that's you, that's you.
Yeah, you want to look nice. I like looking nice from time to time.
Yeah.
But you have to have self-control, right? Like you gotta know what to say yes to, what to say no to. And on top of that, these kids got family members who are like this, right? They want the money, they want a piece of the cut. And a lot of them don't know how to say no. They feel like they owe their family something.
Right.
And it's, I think my heart goes out to a lot of these student athletes because, like, they don't know what to do with this, with the money that they're receiving. And you're getting all this money and you think you're on top of the world. Can't nobody tell you nothing, right?
Yeah.
And you're building these habits of spending your money that won't serve you well in the future, right? Because you're creating these habits, and then when football stops, when the check stops coming in, you're going to continue to have these habits, right? But you don't have the money for those habits, right? And then now you're bankrupt, right? I want to say there's a statistic. Don't quote me on it. You can look it up. But I want to say, like, they say 60% of like all NBA and NFL athletes end up dead, bankrupt, or in prison.
I feel like I've heard that.
Right? And it's like, man, but that's because no one is like truly educating them. And at the same time, right, like some of them just don't have the heart to receive and the ear to hear, right? Like sometimes life is the greatest experience, right? But you know that saying that a wise person learns from his mistakes, but an even wiser person learns from the mistakes of others, right? So I just wish these student athletes would listen to the people that really care about them and really want the best for them. And then, you know, with the revenue sharing, there's, you know, a lot of budget cuts and people losing their jobs, and there's a lot of uncertainty. And my heart goes out to them too, right? These people who have dedicated their life to the student athletes and wanting them to, receive the best college experience. Like, they're dedicating their life to these student athletes, but some of them are they're going to end up with no jobs, and they got families. So I don't know, man. It's a double-edged sword, right?
Absolutely.
And I'm also thinking about it. For me, I could be wrong. I don't know about everybody's experience, but when I was at Kansas, we didn't have NIL. We didn't have any of that type of stuff, but I was still getting a stipend, Faith.
I'm like,
ugh. I was still getting a stipend. I was eating for free every single day. We had the cafeteria. It may not be the best, right? But it's food. And there's some people in this world that they go weeks without food. They go, you know what I'm saying, months or whatever, however long they go. So it's kind of like, like I'm happy that they're making, they're receiving, compensation for whatever it is that they're doing. But at the same time, it's like, I don't know, Faith. It's a hard time. It's just a lot of uncertainty, and all I can do is like lean on my faith and pour out into the guys that are listening. Pour out into the guys that are serious about their finances and wanting to make a change and a difference with the resources that they have. Invest and save and all those types of things, because there will be times of famine, right? There's always going to be times of famine. So you want to be wise with the resources and be a good steward of it right now, so that when the time of famine comes, you know how to, you're still able to live. And also being a giver, you know what I'm saying? That's what life is about, being a giver. So I don't know if that answers your question directly, but it's just so much uncertainty,
Absolutely,
and I would be lying if I said that there wasn't me making this decision to go to Live Oak. There wasn't the state of college athletics right now didn't play a little factor or play a little piece in that.
That's so
right?
fair.
Like, because I don't know, like,
No.
is my job gonna get cut? You don't know, right? Like, a big part of it is I do think the Lord opened up this door, and it's kind of giving me the desire of my heart, I guess you could say. But there's a little piece like, man, there's so much uncertainty. Like, let me just go ahead and make this jump.
No,
and if the Lord wants me back in athletics, he's gonna make a way.
Yeah.
He's gonna bring me back. So, yeah.
No, I think it's a lot. Pete asked me this the other day when I was on a show, and so I was like, never really been able to like fully share my opinion on it, because I'm like, I don't know. But I think it just kind of goes back to the whole like, well, are they able to go have a job?
Yeah.
And that's where I'm like, I don't know. But then it's like, well, there's the stipend and there's other things that are happening. I thought the NIL was like enough. And now it's this revenue share. I'm like, that's when I kind of was like, almost turned off to it, because again, I'm like, and I think the athletes too don't realize the back end side of it, of like how you're changing the athletics department. You don't realize your favorite advisor or your favorite character formation or your favorite sports ministry person, their job's gonna disappear for you to get paid. And that's what, and I mean, they're not directly controlling that, but you're advocating for it a little bit, and so you don't realize that. And so I think, like you said, it's a double-edged sword. Like, there's a lot that can
100%.
change, and it's very sticky right now when no one knows. Someone asked me when I was kind of towards the end of like trying to graduate, whatever, and they were like, well, the NCAA has like this internship. I was like, NCAA is not going to be around by the time 100%. I actually need to have a job. Like, that's going to be something on a resume in 10 years. Everyone's like, oh, remember when that was a thing? I was like, I don't know if I want to go and do that. So it's just interesting. And like you said, the Lord's faithful. And I mean, I look at my college athletics experience and I'm like, walk-on positions just aren't going to exist anymore. My position probably won't exist on a team anymore. My path, like, the Lord was so kind for me to be born in 2003, to be in athletics at the time I was, to experience it in 21 to 24, be on my way out, still kind of wanting to work in it, be around the space. Like, the Lord is definitely sovereign in that, and he's letting me, like you said, opening these doors right as they need to be closed. And everyone's path is different, but it's crazy.
It's very crazy, man. Like I said, I mean, I'm happy that, they're getting paid and, able to receive this generational wealth and change their life if they use it well. But I'm also heartbroken because some of them won't take advantage of that. And I'm also heartbroken for the staff that are, receiving the short end of the stick because of all this, and it's crazy. And there's no going back,
Right.
I mean, Faith, honestly, I see this becoming like semi-pro.
It's going to have to be. I saw something, it was some basketball player was like, we're already in talks of having a student athlete like advisory, kind of like the NFL and NBA. They have like an athlete like committee that's able to speak on checks and things like that. Like, you're going to have that, or there's going to be right now there's no representation, I really feel like, of athletes communicating that. I mean, there's SAC, but not from a financial standpoint, really, I feel. But
it's crazy.
It's a mess. Did you submit a check? For the
did
you
back pay?
Did you? Yeah.
Okay. I'm getting my money.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
And I'm gonna use it wisely. I'm gonna invest it, put it in the kids' college fund.
That's amazing. Okay, well, for my last question, so everyone gets to come on this podcast. It's definitely turned into my favorite time of my episodes. But if you could write a letter to sports, what would you say?
I think I would say, dear sports, hire more transformational coaches and less transactional coaches. Coaches who really care about these student athletes. Coaches that aren't just there to make a profit. Coaches that aren't just there to say, "Oh, I'm the reason why this person is really." Like, coaches that really care about the whole being of an athlete, right? not just their athletic ability, but their minds, their hearts, their souls. Because a lot of these athletes struggle with a lot, and a lot of these athletes come from tough situations, tough backgrounds, and man, they already have people who are there just because of what these student athletes can offer. And they need people who are going to be there that really love them and really care for them and really see them beyond them dribbling the ball or tackling somebody, right, or spiking a volleyball, right? Like they need people that truly care for their whole being. So I think that's what I would say.
That's good. Josh, thanks for coming on today.
Appreciate you.
This was so
good.
fun.
I feel like I was all over the place.
No, it was good. That was kind of the plan. I was like, we'll just talk about everything. But I appreciate you and excited for you and ready for your next chapter. And I can't wait to watch what happens. So
appreciate you. Maybe one day you'll come work for my school.
Send my kids there.
Oh yeah, we'll take we're taking early enrollment.
Okay. Thanks, Josh.
Appreciate you.